David Kirkpatrick is founder and CEO of Techonomy, a media company that focuses on the role of technology in business and society. David, good to see you.
Good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Why does Angry Birds need to know where we are when we're playing the game?
What a good question, and that was an excellent report. I think the reason they want to know is they want to be able to charge more for the ads that they sell to their advertisers, and it's understandable, but I think that report really points to a lot of very complex issues that we as individuals and society and legislators have not yet fully wrestled with.
I think one of the complicated things here is there's no one thing you can do to protect yourself, right?
No, there's no one thing, but the reality is we tend to take for granted the fact that we're sort of carrying around these unbelievably powerful computers that are broadcasting our location everywhere we go. And I think two fundamental things are important there. One is that there is this universe of marketers that want to sell us stuff and apps that want to sell ads to those people. And then also, we as individuals are not nearly as cautious as we ought to be. I think many people will just download any interesting app. And one key thing that people do that I think is critical is they accept friendships on Facebook with people they don't really know, which basically they don't realize is making all their information available.
Because we think about what the app can do, and maybe we want more friends on Facebook, and we're not thinking about what the flip side of that is, what the company is gaining from it. And I've been hearing that the #1 job next year is going to be the analysts who look at that data that gets collected off of our smartphones.
Well, data analytics is like a huge exploding field because we're creating all this information that is extremely valuable to the commercial community. So yes, data and data analytics is one of the biggest growth areas. But I do think people are way too incautious about how they use their cell phones.
Do you see this as the new normal?
Well, I think it's the new normal that we are creating this data and that we are in an era when technology is advancing faster than we can really keep our arms around it. I don't think it should be the new normal that people are just getting information about us without our knowledge everywhere we go. And Senator Al Franken is introducing a bill which actually I think is pretty smart, which would require apps that send your location to others to tell you they're going to do that.
That bill could be progress, but how do they actually enforce a bill like that?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I mean, in the report, it's pointing out that you don't really know what these apps are doing, and also even though apps say they're going to do one thing with your information, given that a lot of them are created by companies that are struggling to make money, there's some who are themselves startups. They may change their policies in midstream, and they might not even abide by promises that they forgot they made themselves to us. So I think I don't know how we enforce it, but I can tell you we're entering into an era where it's going to be extremely complicated. But people need to be aware of what they're doing and much more cautious.
And who's watching them, by the way? Someone pointed out this app called Scene Tap, which is an app apparently you can use at the door when you go into a bar. It uses facial recognition, will tell you the ratio of men to women, the average age of the crowd, who's inside there.
Yeah.
It's extraordinary where these apps are going.
There's an explosion of apps like that are basically designed to help you pick people up. And they're very popular. There's one called Badoo that's hugely popular outside the United States but doesn't operate here, and it's one of the fastest growing social apps in the world. I don't think you're going to stop those kind of apps, but I think, again, if you don't know something about the company that's providing the app, you're probably taking some kind of a risk, and we don't know how much in each case, by accepting their app on your phone, and that's scary.
David Kirkpatrick, thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
I'm scared.
I wish I could be more reassuring.
Plenty of food for thought. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.